You are watching the Sci-Fi Channel.
Welcome to the Sci-Fi Channel's second annual Pilot Playhouse, where you'll see how your favorite shows began. I'm your host, Ron Perlman. On the Sci-Fi Channel, you know me as Vincent in Beauty and the Beast. That's one of the pilots we'll present tomorrow, along with the pilot for Quantum Leap. But today you'll see three different pilots. The first, the premiere episode of the legendary British series UFO, written by producer Gerry Anderson and his wife Sylvia. In this pilot, we see Earth invaded by aliens, and we meet Earth's secret defenders, the Supreme Headquarters Alien Defense Organization, known as Shadow. We also discover the aliens' sinister plans for the people of Earth. UFO made Gerry Anderson into quite a sci-fi cult hero. So did his later show, Space 1999. But in fact, he already had a following from such innovative children's shows as the Terrahawks, Stingray, and Captain Scarlet and the Mysterions. At first, Gerry thought working with live actors would be much simpler than those complex marionettes.
I thought how wonderful, you know, you're able to say action, they walk through a doorway, come across the room, pick up a telephone, speak in sync, their eyes are all facing the right way, so that was terrific. But then they started to say to me things like, tell me, Gerry, why am I picking up a red telephone? You know, what is my motivation? Why is the telephone? And then I suddenly realized that I was really swapping one set of problems for another.
Right now, let's enjoy the work of Gerry Anderson and his talented crew in Identify, the first ever episode of UFO. Welcome back to Sci-Fi Channel's Pilot Playhouse. I'm your host, Ron Perlman. It was no accident that the pilot for UFO debuted in 1970. The 1960s marked the dawn of the space age. Reports and folklore about unidentified flying objects were growing ever more common. At first, it looked like producer Gerry Anderson's timing couldn't be better.
Unfortunately, I made the series, and almost the day that it went out, the American Army Air Force concluded a big investigation into UFOs, and they said there are no such things, which was a hell of a start for the show.
Well, Gerry's foresight was a little better in the show itself. UFO was set 10 years in the future, that is, in the 1980s. UFO accurately predicted voice print verification, weird punk hair colors. Check out those hairdos on the moon base. But sorry, Gerry, those Nehru jackets didn't survive the 70s. Now back to the pilot episode of UFO here on the Sci-Fi Channel.
It's 2 minutes.
Hello, I'm Ron Perlman. Join me for 15 of the most romantic episodes of Beauty and the Beast. It's the Sci-Fi Channel's Beauty and the Beast Valentine's Day Marathon, Monday beginning at noon. I'm Ron Perlman, welcoming you back to Pilot Playhouse here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Parts of UFO were filmed in England's Borehamwood MGM studios, where Stanley Kubrick shot most of 2001: A Space Odyssey. The special effects team on this series included Arthur Provis, John Reed, Reg Hill, and also Derek Meddings, who later created effects for the James Bond films, Batman, and the Superman movies. UFO writers and designers were obviously guided by realism. The slanted nose on their supersonic transport vehicle turned out to be a twin for the real SST. And the SID satellite that tracks the UFOs forecast the development of real-life spy satellites, not to mention President Reagan's Star War defense plans. Now let's see how else life imitates the art of UFO here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Welcome back to Pilot Playhouse here on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm your host, Ron Perlman. You're about to see the conclusion of the first ever episode of the British sci-fi classic UFO, produced by the legendary Jerry Anderson, who also gave us Space 1999. Recently, we caught up with Jerry at a major TV trade show where he was previewing his latest series for the world's television stations.
This is Captain Beazle.
It's called Space Police, and Jerry describes it as a tough New York City police station transported to one of the meanest sections of the galaxy. The special effects look first-rate, and as for the cast of characters, well, they're intriguing to say the least. You'll hear more details about Space Police in the weeks ahead on Sci-Fi Buzz here on the Sci-Fi Channel. And now, the conclusion of the pilot episode of UFO.